Welcome. What's going on, guys? Tuesday night, May the 3rd, 9 p.m. Eastern. That means only one thing. It is time for Comic News Weekly. Live right now, available on replay. Of course, available in the audio version wherever podcasts are found. Just search for Simple Man's Comics. We do have some great topics to discuss tonight. It's been talked about a lot. Happened over the weekend. We lost a great comic book legend. So we're going to talk about the passing of Neil Adams. We have Free Comic Book Day coming up this week. We're going to discuss a little bit about some of the books that are coming out. And then, of course, we also have we have Chinese Heritage Month this week. We have a great article about Chinese fashion designers that are going to design costumes for a fantastic upcoming Disney Plus show that's based on a graphic novel. And then we have, of course, our surprise topic that we don't really know about. We're just going to discuss. The person that normally presents that is out tonight, but luckily we have Comic Man Andy to fill in for him. With that being said, let's bring the panelists in here right now from that amazing With Brian McClay YouTube channel. We have Mr. Brian McClay.
What's going on, brother?
What's up? Happy Tuesday to you.
Oh, man, it's my easiest day of the week. I just get to chill, kick back, enjoy the show.
Yes. Tuesday. I'm ready for Friday.
Yes.
I always get pumped up for this show. We also have with us Mr. Dan Kim from the Dank Show on YouTube.
Good to be here. Good to be back. I missed last week, but I'm very happy to be back.
It's always great to kind of take a week off. Too bad it wasn't like rest and relaxation, but
oh no. Actually, a lot of craziness, but there's so much craziness. I don't think about any of it now. It's like, it's like a haze. You just kind of
That's how my day's been. I got through the end of the day and thought I had a conversation like a week ago, and turns out it was this morning. It's just been a busy day. Lots of meetings.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're running Four Horsemen style tonight. We also have Mr. Button Pusher, Mr. Dad Joke, El Beardo, Hefe, the Comic Man Andy.
What's good, y'all? Happy Tuesday. Welcome back. Let's push some buttons.
Yeah. Hey, before we get into the show, tell the viewers about your show you had on your channel last
night. We did a blind CDC unboxing of 15 books just freshly back from CDC. That was an absolute roller coaster of a ride. Some surprises, some not surprises. But you guys should probably go check that out and watch that and get a good laugh at me at the tail end of that. He's definitely rolled the ankle on home plate, so to speak. It was hilarious.
He said laugh at you at the end. Yeah, we all know we get laughs all the time. And you got a little preview of that unboxing behind you right now for viewers that are aware. So, Yes.
It's a lot of books.
Yeah. I think he's like... Are you part of, what is it, Blackstone that owns CGC now?
Yeah.
Either way. Also, welcome people coming into the chat. We got some regulars as always. Mr. GTK Comics, Mr. Darth Lopez. Darth Lopez, I still have this book for you. Email me your mailing address at simplemanscomics@gmail.com or shoot me a DM on Instagram. I just need your mailing address to get that out to you. We also have Mr. Cantankerous himself, Mr. Paka. But people roll into the chat. Let's get into it right now. I know a lot of YouTube channels, a lot of other influencers have talked about it for good reason, because this was like a legend in comics, not just for DC, but a legend for comic creation, a legend for comic creators, because he was one of the first ones to get the backs for a lot of creators and help them out. But we had the passing of Mr. Neil Adams. I was unaware of it. It caught me by surprise. So if people were, I understand he had difficulties battling sepsis, but came over the weekend. It was one of those things like, when you see it rolling on social media, you're just like, oh shit, for a period. And it's like, this can't be true. I just saw him at so-and-so con, or I just saw him because he was always at the conventions, always at comic book stores doing signings. People in the Patreon were posting their pictures with Neil Adams over the weekend. So, loss of a true legend there. He was a mentor to like Bill Sienkiewicz, a bunch of other creators. What are you guys' thoughts? I'm sure you guys have also had experiences with Neil Adams. Some good. We always remember the good, but I'm not going to lie. I've had some bad experiences with Neil Adams, but regardless, true comic book legend.
Bad experiences. Sorry, that's just
Neil Adams. It's hard to find a good picture of Neil Adams. It's hard to find a good picture of Neil Adams.
Well,
Wasn't looking too good.
They had the one of him really young, in the beginning.
Yeah, he was a stud when he was young, man. You should see the pictures. I think I might have him.
I think he's a pretty good-looking old dude too, older man too. I mean, because
he was spry, man. For
yeah.
what was he?
Oh yeah, and
80s?
he was robust and really active, and I totally took me by surprise.
Yeah, look at this. This is crazy.
Yeah,
I love
but,
how.
I mean, I don't say. I mean, most of the viewers are aware, but this is the guy that basically made the Batman: The Dark Knight. Right? He's the one that made Batman stories grittier, brought a lot of attention to the Joker. And then with revolutionized Green Arrow, dealing with some of those hot topics of the time between racism, overpopulation, drug use. I mean, it goes on, and then he left the big two, started his own thing, but still did a bunch of covers, even homaged his own covers a lot of times. I mean,
he got to
also introduced us to Jon Stewart, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He got to a certain point where he was just kind of reveling in his GOAT status, where he just did variants every once in a while, this and that. I actually had the chance, I talked about it on my show the other night, that I had a chance to interview him once at a con, and he did not want to do it at all.
Yeah.
And you
he
could tell
smirked at me about bad experience, but you can't have the good without the bad.
Sure.
Yeah. He did not want to do it. He was like trying just to say whatever he could. He was talking about like some frame that he saw at the con and how great it was. You could tell he's just like, I just want to talk about whatever I want, and I wanted to end it. And I kind of threw him a lifeline, and I was like, talk to him about that picture, that cover right there, that Green Lantern 89 cover. And he just totally melted. He was just like, all right, let's talk. What do you want to know? And he told me the whole story behind it, and about how him and Denny O'Neil were actually going to do it first before Stan Lee at Marvel. And the head of DC kiboshed it. And then Marvel heard about it, and Stan Lee got them to release those Spider-Man issues without the code. And then when DC editorial heard about that, Stan Lee got away with it, they were like, hit it, go do it. And that's when him and Denny O'Neil basically changed comics, right? I mean, that issue. And he also talked about, he talked about Jon Stewart. He said one of the things that he had to do was the drug issues, and create a good role model for young black kids and in the 70s, and there wasn't any, in comics that and the way he kind of said it was kind of weird. He was like, that isn't a gangster or something. Yeah. He said he wanted to have him be a college graduate, right? Yeah. He wanted him to be a college graduate and all this stuff. And it was really, he was just kept going and going and going. He was just telling crazy stories. He talked about how much he hated Walking Dead. The comic, he's like, I don't get the point of the thing, like, how hard is it to run away from those zombies? They're barely walking, that type of stuff. And you could tell he was just being an old man,
Yeah, I mean,
he was like Steranko, bro. He was totally.
That's
like
what I was
Steranko.
Gonna say. I was like, if you think interviewing him, if you ever interview or talk to Steranko, that guy,
yes.
Or as comic man Andy likes to refer to him as Ditko.
Yeah. There's a really good picture, man, of those two, where they're like, it's on Twitter, and Steranko's, and they're shaking each other's hands. You could tell they see each other at a con. It's a really good picture of those two.
Yeah,
but, yeah, man.
Baltimore a few years ago, we were drinking some adult Kool-Aids. We're outside an Irish Kool-Aid stand, and next door was an Italian restaurant, and sure enough, little Steranko comes out and starts walking. And I think Andy had one too many Kool-Aids, and he was like, "Look, guys, it's Ditko."
Yep.
But
I see.
yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, you could go to a con, and if you were to ask him where the bathroom was, he'd give you a price before he told you. I mean, the guy definitely did not let anything go without a price.
Yeah.
I'd heard rumors that he wore adult diapers so he could just keep signing and selling shit, but I don't know. But
Well, I like how he refers to like people's art as like stolen. You know, like
Yeah.
like other company, people would say, you know, oh, it was it was just lost, you know, whatever. But he's like, no, it was stolen. You know, and like asserting that truth about how artists are taken advantage of, and I like that about him a lot. How he really fights, and it reminds me of Alan Moore and other people. But I read that issue of the Batman where they made the Joker more menacing or whatever, and Batman is like he's not that smart back then, because I guess he's like shifting out of the goofy Batman.
yeah,
But he gets like knocked out twice. Everyone's like almost kills him, but and there's a scene where the Joker can kill him, and he doesn't because it's too easy. He wants to keep it going. I don't know if it's like the first time that happened, like that kind of idea, where it's like too easy, so the Joker waits because he like wants to savor the. I think that might have been. It feels like that was the first time that happened.
That's cool.
Danny O'Neill, and he did that.
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
that
there's a lot more money
iconic
in
Joker
illustration.
cover. Well, I say that. I mean, he's got crapload of iconic Joker Batman covers, but
I wonder if he has any of his originals,
like
or his
original
wife,
art for it.
or if his wife does. You know,
They made a little museum.
really.
Yeah, he has a little museum, and there are some originals, but then there's other things that you wish were originals that he doesn't know where it is, stuff like that. And he toured it. They made a little gallery thing. Yeah.
He's done great covers, but like I think I forgot one of you mentioned. He's done some not so great covers too. Like didn't he do the Champions #1 variant with the Red Hulk with the mustache?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. It's he when he got into his older age, he really seemed like he was just continuing to do.
Well, with like the Rebirth launch, like each series had an artist doing the B covers for him, and like for Green Arrow, he was doing those.
Yeah. And then he did like 1 month where they did all kinds of stuff for him.
Yeah.
So, his biggest thing is what Dan was talking about, and that's the fact that he stood up for Siegel and Schuster, who were basically getting the short end of the stick, as you would say. And, he really, really stood up for them and got them some dignity back.
Yeah.
And
he was like Robert Downey Jr. before the MCU.
Yes.
I say that lightly, but no doubt. Like, I mean, that's one of the biggest things he's known for is actually helping a lot of those comic creators. And like you just said, he mentored Bill Sienkiewicz. So Sienkiewicz, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. He's OG. He's GOAT status. He's the guy that changed. Him and Denny O'Neil are, big reasons why comics quit being for kids and more for adults.
Yeah. He was Frank. They were Frank Miller before Frank Miller.
Yep.
He knew his value, and he knew how to like hold firm on his value, and that's like what a lot of artists didn't have then, and still don't have even today. I mean, it's crazy how artists are getting screwed now, even. So
you guys know where Neil Adams got his first published artwork was?
I'm guessing I know, but
Archie's Joke Book number 41.
Yeah.
He did like one panel, and then he did a bunch of stuff in issue 44 too. Tough book to find in high condition or high grade. Any condition, decent condition is impossible. But yeah, he started in the Archie world.
Definitely. I forget the book, but I did pick up Steranko's first published art.
Yeah, the little hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, one other thing that Neil Adams gets credit for, and rightfully so, is making Batman that we know now.
Yeah.
You know, that he gave Batman that look that stuck with him for so long, with the higher cowl,
Yeah.
ears on the cowl, the lighter blue, the
What
different
is
colors,
it? Well,
the cape.
227.
That's
Based on the Golden Age book, right?
Yes, yeah. And then there's, like everything Batman, like the mythos and stuff, most of that was created by him in that time. Ra's al Ghul, the Joker, bunch of cool Robin stuff. Where Robin isn't just little geek. Yeah, man, he made the Batman mythos. Him and Denny O'Neil were a big reason why Batman is where is what we have now.
I feel like there's something about the 70s that just brought out so much great stuff and really reinvigorated things by making it more gritty and grounded. And
Yep.
Yeah, it was some good drugs, but I'm kidding.
Danny O'Neil, he passed like a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm really not surprised that Neil Adams is gone. Danny O'Neil passed a couple years ago.
It just sucks. There's like sepsis.
Yeah, what is sepsis?
It's infection, right?
Of your heart or something? Let me look that up. I want to look that up.
Don't look at WebMD. You'll think you have sepsis.
It's an extreme response to an infection.
Yeah.
Sepsis happens when an infection you already have triggers a chain reaction through your body.
Yeah, it's like shock, right?
Yeah. Infections that lead to sepsis most often start in the lung, urinary tract, skin, or gastrointestinal tract.
Yeah, we needed our resident EMT, Drew Zucker.
Yeah.
To help us out. But
yeah, man, that's bummer. I one of my favorite covers that he ever did was Brave and the Bold. Was it 167? Let me look it up. He also did really good stuff with Deadman.
Yeah.
He helped create Deadman, and he took over Deadman right after he was created, the second issue basically. And then Brave and the Bold 79 is a really, really killer cover. And I think it's probably, I haven't found a different one. I think it's the first time he ever drew Batman on a cover. Let me show you guys it. This is beautiful. And that's it right there. Yeah.
I picked that one up, I think, on Midtown years ago, just because of when I was getting back into comic collecting and just collecting artists I knew.
Yeah, man. Neil Adams did Detective, was it 370? And they call that his first Batman, I think. Something like that. Yeah, 370. Detective 370 is what they call the first time he drew Batman, but it doesn't have Batman on it does have Batman on the cover, but he didn't do the cover. I don't think he did the cover. Let me show you guys the cover of that. And this is that. So I don't think he did that cover. That doesn't look like a Neil Adams Batman, but it could be.
Wait, so he stopped working for the big two in the 80s?
Yeah, he went to like the magazines like was it no, he had his own stuff that he did.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
Creator Studio.
Yeah.
Wow, he was so influential that I didn't realize that. Like I for some reason I thought he made stuff later too, but
yeah, he did a bunch of stuff in the 80s for like horror magazines and stuff too. He also gave that look to Jesus Christ, Green Arrow with the mustache and the beard.
The
That's
goatee?
that's all. Yeah, the goatee. That's all Neil Adams. Neil Adams made Green Arrow into a dick, kind of like a tough, a guy that was kind of a dickhead, instead of being, just this goofy archer dude.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. Also created Man Bat.
yeah,
But anyways.
yeah, it's sad. It's a bummer.
Yeah.
Mm.
So keeping with comic books, McClay, this is a big week for, especially to get new readers into comic books, right?
Yeah, well, I'm not the biggest fan of Free Comic Book Day anymore, but it's coming around. And the reason why I'm not the biggest fan of it, I'll be honest, is because really Free Comic Book Day isn't the same anymore. When I remember, 10 years ago when, oh, what did I just do there? I remember like 10 years ago when, Free Comic Book Day was like this big event. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And everybody would go and you would get, 10 free books and kids were there and there was all these sales and stuff. And last couple of years have kind of put that, stopped that from happening. But the announcement of all the Free Comic Book Day books has been made. And let's, here's what's, or sorry, here are the books that are coming out. There's a ton of books, but ton of books that I'm just going to pass over. I don't even want any of these. Do you guys want any of these? Maybe the Turtles.
Here's
I
one
was
thing. Can you
interested
scroll
in
up
the Doctor Who,
just
actually.
for a little bit? The Dave Pilkey, the Captain Underpants and stuff.
Uh-huh.
If you have young kids and are trying to get them to start reading, those Dogman books and stuff like that, they have like a preview that has a couple stories from all his books. Kids love Dave Pilkey. So,
I mean, there's a ton of stuff here. There, I would be looking to get the type of stuff that I would get this Bloodborne just because it's an all black cover, get a cool sketch on. I definitely would get the Blanca one. That one's cool. This Pokemon one, probably a good pickup. But other than that, I mean, there's not much.
So we talked on this show a couple weeks ago about how the Judgment Day is supposed to have the first appearance of Bloodline, Blade's daughter.
Yeah.
There's the first Clementine book, but she's already made a first appearance. What is it? Book from DC, like Galaxy, the Prettiest Star, is supposed to have like a first appearance of Galaxy, a transgendered alien princess, if anyone's interested in that. But yeah, to me, there's not too many books that are on my radar from a reader or a collector or what have you. But you never know. And then the thing is if you are going in there to say speculator or whatever, leave some books for the kids.
So here's my question. All these ones that are all black like this, is it because they just don't have the cover yet, or are they all black?
I think they don't have the cover for it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, because I saw covers for these.
Yeah.
Okay.
On Diamond's site.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Previews probably has it. And then some other sites, Newsarama, I think, has an article with a bunch of covers. But like even the Judgment Day one, they just have like the Avengers versus X-Men or whatever they call it. The Nottingham one seems pretty cool if you're a fan of Nottingham, because it's a one-shot story that takes place between issues 5 and 6. So if you're a fan of Nottingham, which is a fantastic series, that's one that's worth picking up and reading.
There's the Marvel Voices. There's got to be a newer. Let me see here.
Yeah, the Marvel Voices, I think, has kind of an anthology of a few stories from that Marvel Voices line they had over the last year or two. So,
yeah,
I think it's great for new readers. I think it's good to take, like, I have an 8 and 10-year-old boy. Take them there for Free Comic Day. Next thing you know, I'm spending $60 on freaking Funkos and stupid ass Mario plushies and shit. But like going there, as long as they're reading, man. As long as you get kids in reading, bring them into the hobby. It's something to bond over with.
This is a cool cover right here. Equilibrium. Isn't that an homage to an old horror cover, right?
It almost looks like
Golden Age.
It almost looks like your book.
Yeah, Punch.
Yeah.
The claw.
It had the black background, it'd look a lot closer.
I mean, it reminds me of like a Fu Manchu cover.
Yeah. Here, I think I know what it is.
And what the Spider-Man Venom's supposed to.
Yeah, here we go. Look at this. This is a homage to this, I think. Let me see here.
Not that Greenland. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Is that
The Claw, Silver Streak, comics #1, I think is the. Here we go. Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. So for any of you Golden Age fans, there's a cool Golden Age homage. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, things I'd like pick up on Free Comic Book Day are like new publishers that are having previews for their new stories type thing. You know, just pick a copy up and stash it away. But
Here's Judgment Day. No, this is the Avengers X-Men one.
that's one that's setting up the summer event.
Yeah.
And my opinion, I don't think enough people care about it as much. So then they're just like, well, let's just put a first appearance of Blade's daughter in there to get people.
Right. Yeah. Make it a reason.
Yeah.
Again, it's just it doesn't feel like Free Comic Book Day anymore.
I mean, but are you talking about your particular store or
Just how crazy Free Comic Book Day used to be. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it
I
used
don't know. Are your
like
guys'
an
stores
event
the
that
same?
built up to it, and it
Yeah.
doesn't even seem.
There would be a lot of stores in the area would do like
Sidewalk sales.
sidewalk sales. Then they would do like the night before, you know, they would open up at midnight, and you know there'd be lines, and there'd be, you know, just crazy sales. And I don't know, it just hasn't been doing that much lately.
My LCS does a 50% off sale on all of like the dollar bin and $2 and $5 bin books, and they put out like 60, 70, 80 long boxes all over. You can't even get through the store because so many people are digging through long boxes. And they reserve the whole front of the store, which is the typical gameplay area for Magic and D&D and everything else. They clear everything out, and they set up a big giant U of tables where they let all the kids and everybody filter through and pick up whatever Free Comic Book Day books they want. So it's still a big event for my LCS, but it's one of those ones where I only partake in the fashion of the excitement and wonder to bring my 5-year-old in on it, because I got to be honest, there's not a lot that hits on Free Comic Book Day anymore that I really want to read, and even fewer things that I want to collect. And I've already got plenty of books down here.
Yeah, I know. Third Eye Comics, my LCS, the smaller, they got the big one in Annapolis, smaller one near me. They usually have sidewalk sales, and they have a bunch of long boxes out there, and you can pick up some of the books that were hot at one point and kind of died down a little bit. You can get those cheap. Sometimes I go there. Like, remember like about 2011, 2012, when it was like every Image #1 was like hot. And then next thing you know, you find them in those bins for like 50 cents. So I go pick stuff like that up. And then they always have usually like trade paperback or omnibus sales going on, and graphic novels. So whenever they have sales like that, I like to go and get like the Ed Brubaker type books, the hardcovers, pick those up for cheaper. But yeah. But I agree. It doesn't seem, I don't even know if maybe it's a marketing thing, but I think a lot of LCSs are still doing sales. It's just, to me, it's not as prominent. I don't know.
I think if it's marketed more as like, well, I guess they have to work with the LCSs, but like a Black Friday kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, that could really.
So, I mean, I have no doubt the comic store will be busy for Free Comic Book Day. But yeah, let us know. Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat if there's any books you guys are picking up.
Whoops, we hit the button at the same time.
But anyways, Dan.
Yeah, so the American-born Chinese has fashion designers, like really big fashion designers, working on the costumes for the Disney Plus series. American-born, and their names are Prabal Gurung and Philip Lim. I don't know if I'm pronouncing them right. Prabal is from Singapore, and Philip Lim is he's Chinese American. But they're really good at what they do, and having that kind of talent on board for the American-born Chinese series is a big deal, I think, because it's smelling like a kind of a Black Panther thing right now, like where they're really putting a lot of energy into this because it's a Disney Plus show. It's the Monkey King, okay? Because we've never seen the Hollywood version of the Monkey King, and this is like one of those big, epic stories that's been around forever. It's also an award-winning graphic novel that won the Eisner Award and like a whole host of awards, and it's a fantastic graphic novel by Jean Lun Yang, who's also writing the Monkey Prince for DC Comics. So he's making they're making like a Monkey Prince related property at Disney Plus at the same time. Monkey Prince at DC Comics by the same guy. Same guy is doing both of those. So that's funny. Oh, and it's directed by Dustin Creighton, who did Shang-Chi. So the director of Shang-Chi is directing the series. Michelle Yeoh is going to play Guan Yin, who is the Buddha of compassion. And then everyone in America will know Guan Yin, the Buddha of compassion, which I'm excited for because not enough people know about this Buddha or whatever. But I think this show is going to be a big deal. I feel like they're putting a lot of strong energy into it in a way that might be redefining. I think it's gonna be better for the Asian community than what's it called, Crazy Rich Asians, for sure. But even Shang-Chi, like, it didn't really go into what it's like to be Asian in America. To be honest, I don't think Shang-Chi really went into that at all when I'm thinking about it. So this show is definitely going into that for sure, because the lead character, there's a foreign kid from Asia that comes, and he's already like one of the few Asian kids, and he kind of distances himself from the other Asian guy because he doesn't want to be embarrassed with all the white people in his school, and that's something yeah, I can relate to. But I think it's worth watching. I think it's gonna be big. I think it's gonna be much bigger than we think. No one's really talking about it, but yeah, I'm excited.
That's one of the reasons why I'm glad you brought it to us and we put in the show for you to talk about, because I had no idea about half the stuff that you said. Even reading the article, like, I didn't connect the dots the way that you connected.
Oh yeah, Michelle Yeoh is in it. Like the cast of Everything Everywhere All at Once, like the husband and wife team, they're both in it. And holy f, that guy, I forgot his name, but he was in Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom, Goonies. Yeah, that guy. He's an adult, and he was in Everything Everywhere All at Once. He's going to be in this series.
What do they call him? It was a round eye?
His acting is incredible. He's incredible. And what happened to him?
Yeah,
he quit. He
really
quit acting because there was no parts for him that like he thought were worthwhile. Then he became a director, and he finally came back because it feels like it's time, you know. And, Daniel Wu. He's playing the Monkey King, the guy that played Into the Badlands, the star of Into the Badlands. He's going to be the Monkey King in the series.
Ooh.
Yeah, Daniel Wu. And I also think part of why Marvel, the Avengers, was so popular in China, actually, this is a theory I have, like a literary theory, is that the Marvel Avengers actually are almost perfect analogs for the Monkey King and the Journey to the West characters. Like, the Monkey King is just like Iron Man, like cocky, overconfident, and has to learn like how he doesn't know shit. And then you got Captain America would be the monk that he goes with, that's like holy and everything. And then the pig would be like Thor, and then the bull god would be like Hulk. You know, like they're so perfectly analogous that I feel like that's maybe why Avengers really struck a chord in China. But of course, China seems to be banning all the Marvel films since Black Widow, because China's trying to, I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah. But to this day, like, especially that's the type of stuff on the weekends where I'm doing stuff and just want to put something on TV. Whenever like Temple of Doom, or they'll do like the marathon Indiana Jones until I get to like the Crystal Skull. But I watched Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, and Last Crusade all the time. And Temple of Doom's still my favorite. And of course, Goonies. $50 bill.
But yeah, I think this is going to be a big phenomenon, to be honest, that we're not really prepared for.
I like it because, I like stuff like this that's hoped to do like you said. So
I didn't feel this way about,
because I like when you
I
get
didn't
caught
feel
off
this.
guard by something so good, but of course you're like, I told you.
Oh yeah. If you're putting this much money into a property that barely anyone knows, that means it has to be kind of good. And the co-showrunners, they're from Westworld and Bob's Burgers, okay? And they're brothers, and one worked on Bob's Burgers, one worked on Westworld. I think they developed like a pitch that was so good. Disney Plus is like, all right, let's throw a bunch of money at this. Because like the Star Wars and the Marvel shit that comes out of Disney Plus, they already have, so much, what's it called? The IP is already so famous that they were kind of relying on that, and that's why you get Book of Boba Fett, which is trash, because it's the recognition of the IP, but this IP is not recognizable by most people. Telling me, this is an indication to me that it's so good that we're going to be shocked. And I didn't feel this about Shang-Chi. I didn't feel like Shang-Chi was going to do that. I didn't feel this about the other Asian projects. This one I think is the one that's going to kind of really blow people away, to be honest.
Yeah, and you can get the graphic novel, and it's available on Amazon. Right.
And every library in America, it's actually...
Is it on Hoopla?
It's not... I don't know if it's on Hoopla, but I think it's on every shelf in every library, like, in America. It's one of those big, like, seminal graphic novels.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that that DC book. I didn't know that the same guy that did. Yeah,
he's trolling them, I don't know. He's like making money off both of the rivals on the same thing. I'm just like, oh. And actually, in fact, I've been working on I worked on a comic book series too, and I was trying to introduce the Monkey King as well. But whatever. Everyone's trying to do it. Well, someone's gonna get there. But and I don't know if you know Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is a loose retelling of the Monkey King. I don't know.
I remember you saying that a few months ago.
Yeah, I still don't give a shit about Dragon Ball.
Oh, come on.
Well, I don't know. You might like to know Dragon Ball is sort of somewhat satirical. Like when they're like, power levels, they were making fun of all the animes where it's all about like powering up. So it was actually slightly satirical. And then it became like a parody of itself, and it kind of snowballed into something else. But it was intentionally designed to be somewhat ridiculous, tongue in cheek. But I don't know. Then it became just such a phenomenon that it sort of parodied itself in the end.
Both my boys have really gotten into anime lately. Like my oldest is now is like, I'm like, what are you watching? Duh, Dad, anime. Like,
wow.
Yeah, a lot of young people, a lot of like 20 people in their 20s. Yeah. I'm meeting people in their 20s, and they're like, yeah, did you watch like Donke, I don't know, just random names, the Japanese titles of these things, and I'm like, wow, they're really not reading American comics.
I can't get over, like, especially with the manga books, of reading it right to left.
Yeah, that's kind of tough.
But my kids love it, so as long as they're reading, and I'm happy to see them get into stuff, because I know I got into things as kids, but anime's never been one of them. Like, I remember trying to watch Robotech as a kid, and it's just I've never been able to get into it. But I'm excited for this. You've made me excited for this, Dan. I've definitely.
Amen.
I think it's gonna be. I'm hyped.
So we got it. Comic News Weekly exclusive from the Dank.
And then we'll clip this show when the thing becomes a phenomenon. Call it for May 3rd, 2022.
Yeah, I want to put it on Instagram so you can be like, I was the first one to talk about this.
Yeah.
I was the first one to talk about this, bro.
Well, I actually bought Gene Lun Yang's first indie comic, self-published, that he was able to publish through the Zarek grant by Peter Laird. Peter Laird, the Ninja Turtles co-creator, he made a grant that he gave out to comic book creators to self-publish. David Cho is one of the recipients of that grant too.
Yeah, I always look for that David Cho book.
Oh, I had it. I bought it at Tower Records in '97, and it changed my life. It changed the way I saw reality when I bought that book, for like $4 or whatever. But Gene Lun Yang, Gene. Yeah, he made a comic called Gordon Yamamoto and the King of the Geeks, and that was pretty fun. But there's like, you see, he was already like awesome. He's a great illustrator, actually. By the way, I don't know if you guys know, he's an excellent illustrator because he's
Not
known as
surprised.
mostly a writer now. Yeah, but actually, the graphic novel he draws that too. I don't know.
Yeah, so keep an eye out. Disney Plus coming up. But Comic Band Mandy. Comic Mandy.
That's fair.
You're taking over the topic for Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan's not here this week. We look forward to having him back here soon. But show me on the imaginary doll where the Doctor Who spoilers hurt you. And any of you guys here tonight get affected by the Doctor Who spoilers? Doctor Who?
Darth
Wait,
Lopez
what?
was in the chat saying he did.
I keep saying Doctor Who, but that's not
Doctor
what I mean to
Strange.
say. The Doctor Strange spoilers. Where on the doll did the Doctor Strange spoilers hurt you guys tonight? Did either of you guys have any stumbling in on anything? So far, I've been lucky, but I've seen social media rampant yesterday and today with a don't spoil anything, or people saying it's already been spoiled for them. I don't know what's going on, but apparently it's a pretty big deal to have most of social media and the comic book community up in arms about the spoiler aspect. So I'm curious about what people in the chat, where they're at. Has it been spoiled for them? Are they okay? Do you guys need assistance? Do you need us there?
I haven't. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but work has been so busy that I haven't been able to pay much attention to. One thing I want to know, which I think I can't even remember if it's come out, that's with Sam Raimi doing it. Is Bruce Campbell in the movie at all? He's in the movie as a cameo of something, right?
He's got to be.
Yeah.
100%. There's
I
no
love me some
way.
Bruce Campbell.
Yeah. There's no way. You know what I love? I love when people start trolling people. And like I saw this one guy put out this post, and then there was like 4 other posts. It's like, here's all the people that show up in Multiverse of Madness. And then there's like 4 more posts, and he's got like the Ninja Turtles, Optimus Prime, you know, just trolling people. And everybody's like,
I did see
there's no
like
way they're in there.
the Tom Cruise stuff been, debunked and all that, and but I haven't paid attention to like true spoilers or anything like that. But it happens all the time. We usually say 2-week moratorium on spoilers, but it's bound to happen. It's like you almost got to go freaking 1981 technology to avoid it, because
Yep.
especially, I'll tell you one thing you want to avoid is bus stops with any little kids that went and saw it, because they damn sure don't have any filter. They just go tell their friends, I saw so and so, Tony Stark died. Like, damn, don't be saying that.
But you know how like No Way Home, that was the last movie, No Way Home, the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like all of the cameos or appearances by all these other characters from other IP or whatever, they were integral to the plot throughout the whole plot. And I have this weird feeling this is like a smorgasbord of like, here we go, goodbye, hi bye, hi bye, hi bye, like a bunch of that shit, and then like, and it's so not essential to the plot that it's sort of like, this is gonna be one of the greatest like spec disasters.
It is, bro. It's gonna be funny.
It's a spec disaster.
Yeah. It's almost as bad as Into the Spider-Verse, where there's 200 new characters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, everybody who's spec'd on that one character, that 150 characters, that there's going to be 2 seconds of you seeing them. You're going to be like, damn it. It's going to be like Slipknot and Suicide Squad or whatever that was.
Civil War or Winter Soldier, when they thought for sure the
Crossbones.
The funeral. They thought for sure that was going to be the Captain America funeral, and
yeah.
So, I mean, it's fun to sit back and watch if you're not too much invested in it. But for those that go heavy-handed on stuff, I mean, that's why it's called speculation. You're speculating on what might happen. Sometimes you cash out great. Sometimes you take a hit. But, yeah,
I'm not super duper excited about the movie, to be honest. as much as other movies. I think it's because I don't know how consequential this film is going to be. I just don't.
I did hear that Loki ties a lot into it.
Oh, okay. That would make sense because it feels like there were two totally different ways of going about this multiverse thing, and I'm just like, you guys, like, get your shit together, like, get your story straight.
I thought that was Dan's way of telling me thank you, Captain Obvious.
Oh no! I just feel like they were like approaching the multiverse in so many these different ways that were like not necessarily compatible story wise. And I'm like, why the fuck are you having like this silly ass version and then this really like dark? I don't know. I think the Loki version of the multiverse is like amazing. I love it.
I agree.
I just hope they gave Sam Raimi the creativity that he needed, because with the Spider-Man franchise, that's what hurt him by having so many freaking characters in there. And it seems like, well, that was Sony also, but.
Well, I feel like according to, I think, early reports, well, and I guess, who knows how true they are, but they did massive reshoots because they weren't necessarily pleased with what he did, so he had to do a bunch of other reshoots.
Yeah.
And
which I believe today is the 20th anniversary of Sam Raimi's first Spider-Man movie.
I've heard quite a few people say that Sam, it definitely feels like Raimi.
Yeah.
It's
Evil Dead.
It's got that Evil Dead aspect to it, and you could see that when they showed the evil Doctor Strange. He looked like Evil Dead esque,
but we're gonna need a POV, like a long POV shot of like an eyeball like going through the fight or something.
Yeah. Put up a bunch of I hope it's Lewis. Had some great comments in there. There is multiple end credits scenes from what I've seen also. But yeah, I mean, are you guys going to go see it in the theater? Are you going to see it opening weekend? You going to wait? I love Sam Raimi. It has me going to see it, wanting to see it more than it being the next MCU movie. Like I said before, I'm starting to get, I don't know if burnout's the word, but I don't have the excitement like I used to when an MCU movie is coming out, just because it seems like we have our fill of MCU entertainment right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling a little full on the MCU plate, so to speak. I still kind of want to see it this weekend, but it's kind of one of those things where if I
want to see it to avoid the spoilers.
Well, if I can't bring my 5-year-old, because I don't know how good or
it's supposed
bad.
to be scary. It's supposed to be the scariest ever.
I'm not going to go out of my way to find and pay for a sitter to go see the movie. I'll wait until I can go out on my own and see it. So it might be a couple of weeks, but
you can watch a cam copy online or something.
Man, that shit will be a nice copy will be online in a week. You wait.
It's weird. Hollywood is speculating that this movie is going to do like really well, like better than basically the best. They're speculating, based on certain numbers and stuff, but reading the temperature of this room, it doesn't seem like we'd do as well. But
I think the key is also to how many non-comic book people can you draw into the theater with it, right?
Yeah, we might not even be the target audience.
But aren't we though? I mean, because like it's fucking like
they're relying on our word.
If you're a mainstream audience, like you're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I don't want to watch this. I don't know what all this stuff is.
I'll tell you one person who will be there, who's probably in a sleeping bag right outside Man's Chinese Theater right now, and that's TiVo. He's like the biggest Doctor Strange fan I know.
Really?
Oh, yeah. There's a comment. Buddy of mine bought out a theater. He'll be seeing it with 15 and 20 friends. That's awesome. Yeah. Buying out a theater in this horrible COVID's allowed people to buy out theaters for nonsense events, and that's been pretty. There's a positive of COVID, I guess.
Yeah, I also not so much related to this, but I saw another article with Feige who's like wanting to bring back really good 3D experiences for.
Oh, thank fucking God. That's what's killing me lately about the theater experience. That if this movie coming out this weekend was 3D IMAX, I'd be all over it, slobbering everywhere, like, give it to me now. I must have it. But like, honestly, that theater experience for me has taken a back seat because they're not doing that IMAX 3D. They're not doing that aspect. And I got the alert today for the Top Gun movie coming out the end of this month. And I'm like, ooh, please. Nope, no 3D. How do you not do Top Gun in 3D?
Dude, just take some JP5 from work in with you and you feel like you're right on a flight line.
I bathe in it.
Just microdose on some mushrooms, and it will be very 3D.
Just go watch it at like back in Virginia Beach. Go watch it in Oceana drive-in and just have the F-18s and shit flying by.
I live for the theater experience. You could give me a mediocre movie in IMAX 3D and I'd have more fun than the best movie in 2D a lot of times. That's just kind of me. I don't know. Like I feel like a lot of other people where I'm getting a little tired of some MCU stuff, maybe a little MCU burnout, but I feel like that would have really put this movie over the top, especially with what they're trying to do cinematically in this movie. This movie needs to be 3D, but it's not.
Yeah. I'll tell you, we talked before the show. I'm becoming a huge fan of Miles Teller. Excited to see him in there. And the guy's crazy as shit, but I haven't seen too many Tom Cruise movies that I haven't liked.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know,
I mean,
he still carries a box office for me. Like him and Mark Wahlberg's another one that I'm like, Mark Wahlberg's in it, I'll see it because he can be funny. He can be. Shooter is still one of my favorite Mark Wahlberg movies.
I Heart Huckabee is one of my favorite
Yes,
Mark Wahlberg
with the fireman
performances.
boots.
Yeah.
And
I
the
still
was it
think-
the big hit? Was it the big hit?
The
Right?
Big Hit. I love that movie
Trace
with
Buster.
Lou Diamond Phillips and
It is in 3D. So biscuit. We going.
yeah. I heard
hardcore.
Avatar. Is the Avatar trailer showing up with this film?
Yeah.
It is, right? Avatar. You're gonna see the Avatar trailer. You go see it in 3D, you'll see the Avatar trailer, and then you'll get so satisfied. A lot of satisfaction.
Oh, yeah. There it is. For the first time in I don't know how many years, there is IMAX 3D at the cinema closest to where I live. So that is absolutely okay. Now I'm pumped. Now I'm pumped, man.
Oh, you gonna bring tissues?
Yeah, you have
You
to.
can't go Friday. That's your whatnot day.
Well, I just looked at the first day I thought the movie would be out. Friday, right? Thursday or Friday or something like that.
Thursdays usually. That's one thing I miss also.
Or Wednesday
I mean, it's
night.
kind of great because you can go 7:00 on Thursday, but there was something about the midnight release of movies that Thursday instead of now that they have a. That's my cousin from. Hey, Mr. Aaron Wood. Mr. Andy's going to be out in Lincoln, Nebraska tomorrow. I told him to get a Runza. Aaron's my cousin out there in good old Alliance, Nebraska.
But
With the charter boat in Costa Rica, by the way, if you guys are looking at charter. But
Lewis, yes, thank you very much. You didn't just make my day, you made my entire week. I have something to really look forward to. I'm leaving the family behind on Saturday. I'm buying a ticket right now for Saturday evening.
I would like to see a Raimi in 3D though.
oh yeah, they should re-put out.
Has
the
Raimi
original
done a
Evil
3D?
Dead. They should put out the Evil Dead trilogy in 3D.
I mean,
I was
it's a
so-
post-conversion 3D, right?
It's got to be, yeah.
Yeah.
I was so bummed when Evil Dead got remade and turned out to be as bad as it was. I was so looking forward to that, and it was just so bad.
Sorry, Brian.
Yeah. He's also like, dude, I get those every day. Where if you're not able to get them every day, it's just like, it's like people that don't have Chick-fil-A's near them, and they come and like, ooh, I want to try Chick-fil-A, and you're like, it's good, but it's not that good.
Yeah.
I
That's
remember
how it
being
used to be with Del Taco.
Yeah.
I remember Chick-fil-A being absolutely amazing down south when I was in the Marine Corps. And then when one finally came to Michigan, I was like, oh.
Yeah. It's like
That was-
Culver's. But
Yeah.
Del Taco
Culver's.
especially, man.
Oh, yeah.
I remember going around the West Coast and hitting up Del Taco and El Toro or shitty 29 Palms.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, Drag Me to Hell was good.
Drag Me to Hell was good.
We turned this into a movie podcast as I snort. Oh, damn them Dodgers. But yeah. But speaking of which, we talked about Free Comic Book Day, but tomorrow is New Comic Book Day. What are you guys picking up? I know you had a heavy dent in your wallet last week, Andy. Are you picking up anything this week?
The new Obi-Wan series drops tomorrow. so I'm picking up that. And
Only
I know,
one? As in you're the only one buying it? I'm just kidding.
no, actually, there are a lot of people out there predicting this being under ordered, and once
Is
that
Noto,
fan,
is that Noto cover, right?
Yeah.
once the show drops and the fan base kind of starts building up a fair bit, once the show is out, then there might not be enough to satiate the fan base out there, because Star Wars fan base is rabid.
Yeah.
And it's much larger than just the Star Wars comic book collectors. And eventually I would imagine that a lot of the Disney content that's dropping is going to start bringing more of the Star Wars fandom into comic book collecting for the Star Wars aspect. So I don't recall if this was a key or anything super special, but I do know that I've seen a couple of people online saying that keep an eye on it.
It's unknown at the moment. I mean, unless anyone read it, I don't know if.
EM Gist cover is amazing.
Yes, is that it right there?
Yeah.
Is that an
Unreal.
actual Marvel cover, or is that a
Yeah. I think it's a Marvel cover, but I'm not sure. Here's the Nakayama. Gist does the best. That's not that great. His face isn't that great. Everything else is decent, but his face isn't that great. The Gist is really good, though.
There's the 1 in 25. Oh.
Who's that?
And Dolfo.
Oh, okay.
No, and Adito.
Okay.
That's Hobie one. That's
yeah.
We've got
Hobo one.
We've got cover A coming. Our personal poll list. We got cover A coming. We got the 1 in 25, the 1 in 10. We've got the Geist variant, and there's a Momoko Japanese creator version coming out. And I ordered copies of this from Dennis as well. That one. There's the Momoko.
There's the Momoko.
Hey, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
No.
That's not too bad.
Have another drink.
Well, hold on. No, we were just sitting there talking. Dank was just sitting there talking about how many kids were out there reading anime and not comic books. This crosses that line of an anime-esque style cover, yet for Star Wars, I think this could find a following right here.
I think it's cool that she has Qui-Gon on there. But I don't know. I'm just not a Momoko fan.
Yeah, I'm hit or miss. Ooh, hey, the TF things from another world. Oh my god.
Is that Lashley?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
He's badass. But the Gist to me is the best.
Is it pronounced Gist? Okay.
Yeah. I think so.
Drew LeJuan.
Yeah.
That's like, hold on.
Wanted comics, you guys.
Hold on to that really quick. That's like
it's iconic.
Who's that really well-known artist that does the risque like magazine covers and
Frazzetti? Frank
yeah.
Frazzetti, yeah.
Frazetta, yeah.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of Frazetta.
Yeah. And it lets you know that Jedis can get cold. Their powers don't keep them warm.
Snuggie.
It's one of those things they can't do.
Made the Snuggie popular before.
I think
that is probably my favorite cover out of all of them.
I think Drew is going to be doing some Star Wars celebration action coming up here soon.
Yeah, make sure you guys check Wanted Comics with the X.
Does Drew have a link that he can drop in the chat that he can share, or is it too early?
Wow.
And then I've got one more McClade that I'm pretty sure I don't think either of you guys are gonna pick. And I was not expecting this, but there's something's going on. And there's a resurgence with Once and Future from Boom Studios, how it's gone from lately a couple of covers to, if you find it now, the pull list has like 6 or 7 covers for Once and Future this week, and I don't know why. And I
don't see it on here.
That's because it's about to start a new arc, and
it's a
John
new arc.
Boy Myers cover on it is fantastic.
There we go. Once and Future.
So it's been going
like King Arthur, sword and stone type stuff here.
It's been going steady with a couple covers and then maybe a ratio, like an A and a B and then a ratio. And I've been really happy with that because I don't feel like my wallet's being hung out to dry. But then this one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 covers. Yeah, that John Boy Myers.
John Boy Myers covers. Once and Future and 7 Secrets, still 2 of my favorite Boom series that I
Is that not going to load? Oh, it's frozen.
Overshadowed.
Oh my god! And nobody's ordering this. Nobody's been ordering this series. This is probably going to be one of the more scarce variants for Once and Future. God dang, that looks good.
Definitely, if you talk about the covers and stuff, but if you want just for a good read, definitely pick up the trades. I don't know if it's on Hoopla yet or not,
I think it is.
but
That's where was it? Here we go. No, wrong email.
Sword in the Stone.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a cover A is the Mora cover. Then the 1 in 10 is the Mora variant. The 1 in 25 is the Mayor's variant. Then there is a cover D FOC reveal that you don't see online yet. That's going to be unlocked, or a FOC final or cutoff. Then there's a cover E unlockable variant from Daimyo, or maybe this is DeMayo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's kind of, wasn't expecting to have that much, but that I might kind of get lucky there getting that. I know they're only getting 1 in 25. My LCS is not ordering more than 25 copies of that for anybody right now.
Yeah. Is that it?
That's what I'll stick with, because I know there's some other stuff that you guys want to talk about.
Where you got McClay?
I'm trying to. There was something on here that I forgot about that I can't remember what it was. That was supposed to be good, but there's supposed to be something good from Marvel out this week, and I can't remember what it was. Anyways, Avengers Forever, maybe. I think it's Avengers Forever. Is that the one that's hot right now? Everybody's going crazy for this Avengers Forever.
Yeah, a lot of crazy first appearances.
Yeah. So this is the one that a lot of people are talking about right now, this Avengers Forever book, and yeah, check it out. That's one. Another one is the Spider-Man 2099. I love this Kari Andrews cover.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. This is 2099 Exodus, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And then
hold on. Check the variants on that. There's a variant that I decided not to order boom, right there. There
this
you
one?
go.
The
Lashley,
Suyon?
that one and the gold one.
So the Suyon did a white one too. That's kind of like the Legends. Yeah. Look at that. It's interesting. This one's cool too. The Lashley. Ken Lashley's awesome, dude.
I almost ordered that just because of that gold border like that. If they had made that gold border foil, I would have been all over it.
Oh yeah. They should have made this foil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Suyon.
Maybe we'll get surprised and it'll show up foiled.
This one's cool too. The Scon one.
Ooh, yeah.
So 2099 costume is just so great. But the Kari Andrews one is to me the best.
Who's writing it?
Steve Orlando.
Oh, okay. We've interviewed him in the past on a different channel. Cool guy.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I still like Peter David.
Peter David.
Watch that be like an $8.99 cover for Marvel this week.
Yeah.
Peter David created one of the craziest characters I've ever heard of, that being El Muerto.
I just read writing comics with Peter David, and it's a pretty good book. I like it because it's not super theoretical. Actually, it's like not super technical. It's very like bare bones. Like, yo, this is what it is. It's like this. It's like this. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. I'm like, oh, that's great. It's not. Yeah. I just read it. I don't know. You just brought up Peter David.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Dan, what do you got for us?
I'm just gonna go with Monkey Prince issue 5. I've been reading the series, enjoying it. And Gene Lun Yang, he also writes Shang-Chi as well. I don't know. He's just like,
yeah.
This cover right here is really good.
They're getting ready to rename that series, right?
Yeah, Shang-Chi and the Legend or Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's working with, Batman and Robin, and they're dealing with some stuff in Gotham, and he goes to high school, I think, with Damien, I think. And I think they're just propping him up to be a major player, especially, honestly, I feel like if the Disney Plus series takes off, they're going to start really pushing this character, like in this weird way, but yeah, it's fun, and I want to see him go against Superman, because he's magic, and Superman, you know, he can't take magic. So
He made his first appearance. It wasn't like I say Marvel Voices, but DC had something similar, right?
yeah, DC Festival of Asian
Yeah.
Heroes or something. Yeah, I'm holding on to a couple of those. The
Sweet.
Yeah.
Just the one? Or you just
yeah, I'm just picking one because it's not there's nothing much else that I'm like super amped about, or
Yeah.
I'm just staying on
Um,
theme.
Yeah, I have a couple too. Batman number 123. People love foil. People love Batman, especially love when Jock does Batman. So there's a incentive foil Jock Batman variant.
Oh,
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. That one's pretty cool. And then we talked about Sam Raimi. We talked about Bruce Campbell. There's Army of Darkness versus Reanimator number 1.
That I'm not gonna find.
I know, right? We don't have it in here, huh?
Uh-uh.
Hold on, I might have it up here. I'll get you a link for it. It's a cool cover too. The cover A, there's a Virgin variant, of course, but the trade dress to me makes.
Iron Man. This looks
Ooh.
interesting. This Malevolent Rising. I haven't seen that.
Little Monsters 3 is out tomorrow. Has been a fun read. That's Lemire and Sorrento again.
Hey, I just put the link in the private chat for you, McClay.
wait, Little Monsters. Oh, it's Lemire. I forgot.
That's not it. That's an old one, isn't it?
Army of Darkness vs. Reanimator.
Yeah, that's from
Yeah,
2005.
05.
There's a newer one. Hold on.
Here it is right here, right? Nope. Available for
Man,
full
we suck.
list. Oh.
Oh,
Here we go.
so
There
it's
it is.
like
Oh, yeah.
It's a
Ooh.
Gabriel Deodato cover too.
Yeah.
So I like the trade dress. There's a Virgin variant for it as well, but to me, the trade dress help makes the cover on that.
Yeah.
who's
cool.
the artist? Did you say?
That one's Deodato.
Oh, wow. It looks like a Bisley.
Yeah.
Nice.
Then the big one that none of us talked about, but it's been big, and there's a whole bunch of store exclusives for it, including one at Mr. Drew's shop and one in comics. But doesn't Twig come out tomorrow?
Twig, it does. Yeah. Number 1 tomorrow.
So I know that preview ash can was super hot. To me, it looks like Images trying to recapture that Kanto magic. But
Holy moly.
There's so many.
yeah,
Oh my God.
And the best are Wanted, Bird City, and Hive. Those are the three best.
Yeah, there's Hive right there. Or Bird City, isn't it?
This is Wanted right here. Tony Fleece. He has a Tony Fleece cover, which is badass. And then here's Bird Cities. They did this NES variant.
Yeah, that one's the book. Yeah.
Yeah. And then where's the Hive one? The Hive is Drew
Zucker.
Zucker, right? Yeah. Where is it?
Oh, Color Me Jelly. Lunch with Tony and Big Clutch.
never heard of them.
Santa Monica Oceanfront.
Here's Hive's cover.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Oh, I
yeah,
forgot.
it's not a big week for comics, but there's some books, especially just from a reader perspective. I'm
Not
excited.
a big week.
I pre-ordered Metal Society issue 1, where like it's the world is all AI and they actually like reanimate humans sort of to fight.
What is it called?
Metal Society from Image. I think that's what it is. It's like
Yeah.
aliens use robots to fight, or I think.
Is that a Top Cow Image imprint book? or just
Yep.
Image proper.
It's
Yeah.
Top Cow.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah, see what it's like, see what it's about. Zach Kaplan, I think, does pretty good work too. So,
Yeah, I thought you were gonna
check
say
it
it was
out.
Mark
Let's
Millar.
read it. Yo, I hope Twig is good because
I think it will be.
There's a lot of everyone's going nuts over that.
I think it'll be good. But I mean, to me, Kanto was the one that caught a lot of people off guard.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, not all the people,
Yeah.
but either way, that's picks for New Comic Day. That's just gonna leave us with one more thing. Woo! Andy, what do you got for us?
Oh God, is this not only is this just one more thing, but this is one big, massive thing. I'm dropping a link in the chat right now. Please click on this, hit one of the reaction buttons, check out this replay for this CGC submission back from FedEx or from CGC, shipped via FedEx. First time now that CGC has made those changes where you have to have a UPS account to use UPS. I don't have one. So my only other option, affordable option, was UPS because the post office wanted well over $100 to ship this package full of books. We did 15 graded slabs in the first 20-25 minutes of the show, of the episode. Catch that. And it was a roller coaster ride. There's some surprises, not many surprises, but you know what I'm saying. It was an epic roller coaster ride of emotions. And I think you guys will have a ton of fun watching it. I know I could tell a lot of people that were in that show had a ton of fun watching it because it reached it's now the highest number of chat messages in a live show for anything we've ever done on my channel. Click that link, hit subscribe, check out that replay. You guys will enjoy it. I think you really will.
Amen.
Play.
I've got a.
Hope it's amazing.
It is amazing. You're gonna watch how amazing it is. Tomorrow, on Whatnot is me, Wanted Comics, and Hive. We're doing a May the 4th sale on Whatnot, and I'll drop a link in the private chat that you can share, and everybody can go check it out. It is this link, and then you guys just click this, and it'll take you to my sale. Or you can get $10 off by clicking this. But the stuff that I'm going to have on there is this stuff and a lot of crazy Star Wars stuff. But let me show you just some of the good books. Starting off with, we've got a 1 in 100 Darth Maul variant. We have got a Heir to the Empire Newsstand. We have got a Darth Vader #6. We've got a Darth Vader 24 murder droid. We've got a Knights of the Old Republic #31 First Malak, and I've got runs of this stuff. But most importantly, probably one of the rarest books you'll ever see is this book right here. This is a variant that was only given out at the Phoenix Comic-Con. And it's an Adam Hughes Rebel Heist variant from Phoenix Comic-Con, signed by Dan Parsons. And this is, I think the last one sold on eBay for like $900 raw. It's one of the rarest Star Wars books that you will ever see right here. And it's signed. You go get it signed by Adam Hughes and have a great day. One of the rare Star Wars books. So a lot of crazy stuff. There is even more than that, as a matter of fact. Let me show you this. This is some of the stuff that we're gonna have there. Let me refresh this here. You guys can kind of see I'm doing all kinds of crazy sales. I mean, rare stuff that you don't usually see for Star Wars. I've got all the Boba Fett. Boba Fett is Dead, Blood Ties, the original Blood Ties. Knights Errant, all the different Knights Errant run, all the different Jedi, Dawn of the Jedi, Force War stuff. Drew's going to be doing crazy Marvel books. I mean, this is all the crazy stuff that I have. I have Star Wars tales, like complete runs of stuff that you usually don't see people have for Star Wars. The whole Legacy run, whole Knights of the Old Republic run. A Legacy #1 newsstand is going to be available, which is super rare. Yeah, crazy stuff. Early Clone Wars issues. Jedi versus Sith. All the first Darths are going to be there. Darth Bane, Darth Malak, Darth Talon. I got the Dark Times. I mean, just a lot of really rare Star Wars books that you normally don't see available. First Jango Fett, Tag and Bink are dead. First Dark Plagueis, Underworld, which was the original Boba Fett show. That was supposed to be the original Boba Fett TV show that they one of the first things that Lucasfilm released to do on TV that they ended up not doing. I'll have that set available. I'll have super rare Darth Vader runs. Yeah, a lot of crazy stuff. So that'll be tomorrow. I'll be going 7 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern. Drew's going to be going 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern, and then Hive will be going after me after 10 p.m. Eastern. So there you go. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you were just making up Star Wars characters there for a minute. You're like,
it's
Darth
crazy,
Mustard.
Dude. It's really crazy. I've got some of the craziest books that you just don't see, and then on top of that, Drew has got some of the craziest Star Wars variants you don't see, like high ratio stuff, graded stuff. Drew's going to be going nuts. So
Yeah,
big
I think
day.
Drew. I said Drew. Drew is the perfect advocate for why it's great to have backstock of books and have a warehouse. Because stuff comes back around, or you never know. And I think a lot of people are like, "Oh, I just need to sell off inventory." He's the perfect point, proven to have backstock and inventory sitting aside because you never know. Yep. What do you got, Dan?
Did I already mention the podcast I was on? I guess, or I think I did. But anyway, I'll bring it up again. I was interviewed for this podcast called The Unusual Creatures Pod. The Unusual Creatures Pod. And it's a podcast that interviews like artists and people like pursuing different art things or whatever. But I coach artists and I coach a bunch of people. But and they interview me about the principles and stuff I teach and whatever. And I kind of break it down, and I found it was very informative for a lot of people. So check it out if you're an artist and you're trying to figure out like where you're at, who you are, stuff like that. Not just art too, just like being a human, I guess. But I really go kind of deep in that episode, and it's pretty fun. So that's the Unusual Creatures Pod, episode 9. That was released recently, and
oh yeah, that's cool.
And I'm doing also the Broke Ass Book Club. On Saturday at 8, I'll be reviewing The Wicked and the Divine, Volume 1.
One of my favorite all-time books. Yeah. I love Wicked and Divine, dude.
Oh yeah, awesome. Yeah, so we're just gonna do that, volume, and then
wasn't that optioned at one point?
Yes,
it is optioned. It is optioned, but it's in development hell right at the moment. And that's every Saturday, the Broke Ass Book Club. So, and after that will be Gideon Falls, the first deluxe edition. And the idea is that, you go on Hoopla, you borrow for free, because if you're broke, you can join this book club and you can have a shared moment of reading a comic together at once. Yeah. That you can't, if you don't have money, you can't get that new comic book day thing. So, just do the Broke Ass Book Club or whatever. Start that last. Yeah, I guess.
That's awesome.
Acting, reading, like, get into character. I'm not the one wearing hockey pads. Yeah, my one more thing's pretty simple. I asked Andy, Brian, and Dan as they showed up in tonight's stream before we went live, but I know I talked about Halo, which Brian McClay didn't like, but Paramount Plus, if you have it, check out The Offer, which is the series based on the making of The Godfather. Mentioned him earlier in the show. Miles Teller, but more importantly, Giovanni Ribisi in that show is freaking phenomenal. If you're a fan of The Godfather movie series and you have Paramount Plus, definitely check out The Offer. First 3 episodes are up there right now. You'll get hooked. And then there's also like behind the scenes little featurettes after each episode. So stuff that you might think is, oh, that's dramatization for the show, and then you watch the after party, the behind the scenes, and the actual producer's like, no, that really happened. I was like, crazy stuff. So yeah, definitely check out the offer. And with that being said, we appreciate each and every one of you in the chat tonight. Always a great conversation. People that comment or watch it on the replay, or of course, listen to the audio version on that podcast. Thank you so much. We will see you guys next week. This is Brown Superman's Comics, and we're out.
Look. They talking like they don't know a king when they see one. See him in person, he take it back like a refund. Ballin' with my brothers, all my playing D1. Daily checking chicken, he gon' spin it watching reruns. Say they